Hey everyone, it's Amanda, and this is actually a layout that I completed several weeks ago. You've already seen it, um, but I've been trying to get this video uploaded for a while, and if you remember in one of my last videos I mentioned that I thought I was coming down with a cold, and I did, and I'm finally getting over it. So I had a few minutes before the rest of my family got home, and I thought I would do this voiceover really quickly and get it out of the way and get this one uploaded. So I'm going through some of my papers, and this isn't from any kit except for one that I created. And I do this thing that I call the kit in between, and it's basically just some papers and embellishments and things that I can quickly go to if I run out of one kit, like if I've killed the kit, or if I'm just not really in the mood to scrap with that particular kit that day, then I can go to this and it's the same effect, but it's something that I pulled. And it's a good way to use some of the product that I have bought myself outside of the actual kit purchases. So I have three photos, and these are photos from our gender reveal party that we had with uh, my daughter that I'm expecting now, actually in 2 weeks. My C-section is scheduled for May 31st, so I'm working really hard at trying to get some videos filmed and ready to go so that I can still do a video or two a week during the newborn phase, those first few weeks. So I just put them on. I'm using some Amy Tan background paper, or as my background, and it's white on craft. It's a floral, and then that yellow paper it's either Amy Tan or Lucky Charm. But I use that to back the photos, and I've selected three. And so now I'm just trying to think of other things that I can layer with this. It was a very fun day. We had lots of family and friends over, and one of the teachers that I work with, she created the box full of balloons that we opened to reveal the gender, and it was just really fun. I've got lots of pictures from the day that I want to scrapbook, and hopefully I'll get to them. So I've grabbed two more papers, a couple more from those same two collections, and I am just layering them on. I grabbed my favorite notebook punch, and I am punching out a border strip with that. I'm getting much better at using it. The first time I used it in a video, I think I had to go back through and redo half the thing because I kept missing sections. So there, I just show it to you. And I always crinkle the edges. I think it adds more texture, and sometimes I will ink them, but I didn't do it in this case. I just stuck it right down. And so I just layer that on top of the pink arrow paper and stick them underneath my photo mat, kind of creating a shelf, but giving me that horizontal element that I really like in my pages. And I love the blues and the pinks. I'm finding that a lot of my pages are starting to look like that, especially whenever I'm pulling from my stash. So I'm enjoying having the kits because there hasn't been a lot of blues and pinks in my kits that I've received. So it's given me an opportunity to scrap outside of that color scheme, which is great because it seems like that's my go-to colors right now whenever I'm having to do it on my own. And so I'm developing, or I'm not developing, but I'm accumulating a large stash of pink and blue layouts. So that tag is part of the cut aparts from one of the Amy Tan sets, and I think it says today at the top. Got some other cut apart things. I'm just rifling through my embellishments, trying to find things that fit the color scheme and the theme that I'm going for with the gender reveal. It's definitely a girly page because we did find out that it was a girl. Lots of pink. Although I did add some of the blue because it was a gender reveal, so we didn't know if it was a boy or a girl until the last picture on the page. So since there was blue on the balloon and then blue in the theme, I wanted to just make sure that I added in an element of the blue. That's a little wooden tag, and I really like those. I'm just finding it hard to use them. These are just some tags from it's Bits. I don't have it next to me. And there's my good old sticker sheets. I know I use those like crazy, but honestly, if you are one to use pre-made embellishments a lot, I highly recommend getting them because they're just so quick and easy to go to and pull out. And you don't have to use or leave them flat. If you notice, a lot of times I will stick dimensional adhesive behind it, and or pop dots or whatever you have on hand, and you can make them stand up and not be flat on the page. So I go through and I just am ripping out ones that I think that I like. I love that about the Dear Lizzie one because it is perforated. So you don't have to tear it off the sticker sheet. You can tear it out and move it around, manipulate it. You don't have to use it if you don't want to, and it's a lot easier. Sometimes I cut them out, not all the time, but so here I'm trying to figure out what all I want to layer on that right hand side of the page. This was before I got my video camera, as you can tell, so the quality is a little worse and I'm having to do this upside down. So occasionally I have to look up at the computer screen, which is tilted at an awful angle so that I can try to at least get most of the page. I recently redid my scrap room, which hopefully, fingers crossed, in the next day or so I'm going to have a little bit of time, and I want to do a scrap room tour for you guys so you can see it. But I redid it and I ended up making a larger workspace area. I got the idea off of Pinterest, of course, and I just went to Walmart and bought two of the like the 3 shelf bookcases. I think they were $15 a piece. And then I got one of the larger tabletops from IKEA, and I just stuck the tabletop on top of the 2 bookcases, and it gave me this large workspace. I think in my very first layout that I ever process video that I did, I was working at my computer desk that's to the right of me, and I didn't have enough room. By the time I got the camera set up, or the laptop positioned correctly, the page wouldn't fit on the table. So like the entire bottom part of the page is hanging off the table so that you can try to see the whole thing, and then half of it you couldn't see. So I think my videoing has definitely gotten better with the larger workspace edition, and then of course it's gotten much better since I got my video camera. Everything is much clearer. But I really enjoyed this layout, and I took the time to video it and edit it, so I wanted to make sure that I used it. So I've just pulled out some different fonts. Those corrugated thickers you see me use all the time, I'm actually almost out of them. Next month when my budget rolls over, I'm probably going to try to get some in some different colors because I love them. I love the dimension that they give because they're corrugated, but they're not as thick and as high standing as some of the other ones. Other thicker, so they lay flatter in my albums, which is a plus. And I'm just going through pulling out the fonts that I had collected in my stash, and then I realized that I didn't have what I really wanted, so I went back to my basket full of alphabets and pulled out some. Those are from Pebbles. They're just a flat craft alpha. And I really like them. The only issue that I seem to have is that they don't stick as well. Sometimes I have to apply additional adhesive to get them to stick. I don't know if anyone else has had that problem or if it's just me and it didn't bother me enough to really complain about it or to call customer service or anything like that. I can just use my glue runner and glue it down, or my Tombow Mono, and it works out fine. I've got some glittery stickers, or alpha stickers, alphabets, whatever you want to call it, that I'm using there for the girl part. And yeah, it looks like that tag does say today. I had to flip it around to do my title and my journaling, of course. I haven't gotten, at that point I wasn't too proficient in lettering upside down, and that is one thing that I'm kind of particular about. Not everything has to be perfect, but I do want it to look somewhat linear. So while I'm layering this, I wanted to just kind of give you an update on where I am as far as scrapbooking and with my May Cocoa Daisy kit and videoing and things like that. And if it's echoey, I'm sorry. I'm actually sitting in my closet because this time of the day I tend to have issues with my dog barking at random things, and I didn't want that to be a constant background. So if it's echoey or if my voice is muffled, that's why. And then of course I'm out of breath because I'm 37 weeks pregnant, and I don't have a lot of breath. But anyway, so I've got not lots, I've probably got 4 or 5 other videos filmed um, that I just need to edit, do the voiceover for, and then upload. So I'm working on those. And then I put out a thing on a forum a couple days ago about where I'm heading with my blog, because I really want to start incorporating more scrapbooking things into my blog while still trying to keep the family feel, because it is our family blog as well. And so I don't want it to be just dominated by pretty paper and scrapbook process videos and layouts and things like that. But one thing that I do want to do is, of course, link up my process videos there, show layouts that I've created, just publish my work that way a little bit. But I want to start including a weekly guest post. And you've seen like Shamel Lane and some other people, well-known crafters, do it, where they have people come on and show how they've used different scrapbooking techniques and all these other things. And I want to do that for people like me who work really hard at my craft, but I'm not, as well known, or I'm not a world-renowned scrapbooker or some household name that everyone recognizes. And I don't really have any intention. That's not my goal, is to be that person. If it happened, I wouldn't be upset about it, and I truly appreciate all the great comments that I get, and just the encouragement. It encourages me to craft a lot more. But I just think that it would be nice sometimes for some of us people who, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but to just also be recognized. So I'm wanting to do a guest post series every week where I have someone who submits layouts for me to upload, or does a process video using a different technique. And so I would be super interested in any of you guys that might be interested in doing that. So you can let me know in the comments, or what I would really love for you to do is to go to my blog, and I'll put a link down in the description box. Read the post that I wrote about it. It's super short. I mean, just a few paragraphs. It'll only take you a few seconds to read. And then maybe comment on what you think about my plan, and if you would be interested in being a guest poster on my blog. And then if you think that it's something that you would enjoy, subscribe. And my goal is to do 4 posts a week with an optional 5th, a scrapbook process video, miscellaneous post about something, a guest post, and then like a weekly photo roundup of things that are happening in our life. So that's just what I'm working on, and it's more of a personal goal for me. I'm not trying to become like the next best thing by any means. Just, something to think about. So back to the layout, I decided to get rid of that Craft A because it was too large, too bulky, and it wasn't sticking well. And so I replaced it with an orangish colored Snap alphabet sticker. And I brought in the orange because that tag down at the bottom has some orange in it. The color of the Today label, or the Today tag journaling spot, it's like a yellowishy orange. And then I found a round die cut, but I didn't like what was in the middle, so I just stuck some washi over it, and I used 2 potty people, and then in the middle of the potty people I put an A and an E, and the A is for Adeline because she was our first little girl, and the E is for Eleanor because she is our second. And so I've got them where they're kind of angled to where it looks like they're holding hands and sisterly love. It's kind of crazy to think that my little girl is going to be a big sister very soon, but I think it's going to be really cool. I'm excited to see them grow up and see their relationship develop. And I don't expect much from Adeline when Eleanor first gets here. I think she's just going to be, kind of like, yeah, whatever, just another person. I do expect some jealousy and some issues there, but that's just, I think any sibling at any age is going to go through that. So, but I think it's going to be really cool that she's not going to ever remember not having a sister, if that makes sense. Excuse me. So I'm just gluing those down. I'm using my Tombow Mono. And I stuck a craft label sticker down at the bottom. And I don't remember what I wrote on it, but I cut the end into like a pennant shape. I've got this, what does it say? heart you, and I thought about adding that in. I don't end up doing that. It doesn't make the cut because the only places that I could put it, it would have hidden almost the entire thing, and I don't like doing that. I don't mind putting a solid element behind something else and hiding most of it, but when it comes to stickers and things that are very limited quality, not quality, I'm sorry, limited quantity, I don't like hiding most of it. I'm not sure what I'm looking for here. I think I'm just still looking for things that I can add to the different layers to try to finish out the page. Of course, I go back to my little sticker books. I'm checking to see if that blue matches, and it does, so I stick that back behind it to fill in that white space gap. And then I've got my roller date stamp, and I decided to put the date down. I think I get on my phone or my iPad or something to remember exactly what the date was. And I stick that up there at the top. And at this point, I'm starting to think about what I want my journaling to say, where I want my journaling to go, trying to decide if I want to find, well, I guess here I'm actually adding a border sticker down at the bottom. It was this really pretty one from Dear Lizzie, and it had all the colors, and it's kind of a little scallopy edge, and I have just enough to do, I think I actually can do the top and the bottom maybe? I don't remember. Yeah, because I don't have to run it underneath the picture. Oh, I stick it up at the top to bring it in up there. Yeah, so I'm getting out my pen, and I'm just journaling about how exciting it was to find out what my daughter was going to be in front of everyone, and some of the games that we played. We had Team Pink and Team Blue, and of course all the grandpas were on Team Blue, and all the grandmas were on Team Pink, and all the aunts were on Team Pink. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. I made mustaches on sticks and then hair bows on sticks, and so we did like a serious picture and then a funny, not a serious, but like a real picture, and then we did a funny picture with the different teams. Um, and I got a fun layout plan for that. I just have to actually sit down and do it. Again, I'm not a chronological scrapper, so I might not do another gender reveal page for 2 or 3 weeks, or it might be 6 months, who knows. But I'm just adding in the rest of my journaling, and then I call the page quits. And so I hope you've enjoyed this. I'll stick some pictures at the end so that you can see what it looks like up close. And I would love it if I would just appreciate it so much if you would check out my blog and leave comments and whatever. I do put a lot of work into this, and I work full time, and I am pregnant, and I do have a 1-year-old, so I don't have a lot of time to devote to it, but I'm inspired and encouraged, and I want to inspire others. That's my whole goal. So check it out, and if you like this, leave good comments, and I will be up with another video soon. So see ya. Have a good day.